Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to a new video, and in this one, the main principle of this video, what's been going on, is that we've got access to all the main softwares for the potential client. What we need to do now is just make sure that it's all running smoothly, we've got all the correct things going before we actually start to run the ads and get people filling out the form. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on in this video, and everything that we're trying to do to make sure that it runs smoothly, as well as giving you a full breakdown of the things that have been going on in terms of trying to get the client onboarded. And so yeah, hope you enjoy the video. But before I do, I actually just filmed a short form video using my camera, and then also hopefully tonight I should be finishing The Alchemist. So I'm on page, let's have a look. So I'm on page 168, I'm not too sure if you can see that. And it goes to about 177, I want to say, so somewhere around that area. And so hopefully tonight I'll be finishing that book as well, editing the short form video right now. Then I'll give you a breakdown of what's been going on in terms of client onboarding and how I'm trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly before we actually start the work, before we actually start the whole proper running the ads, trying to get people through the form and getting people engaged, and then getting them to become a partner of the company that I'm running the ads for, and trying to get these clients for them. And in case you're wondering, unfortunately I can't reveal the company and what they do and how we're trying to help them, because that is confidential. You know, we can't share that, it would just ruin the client relationship. And so keeping the client's data private is important, and so unfortunately I can't share that with you today, but maybe in the future that may be a thing, I'm not too sure, but I'm not going to share that with you until I get their permission, and I'm not going to ask for their permission right now. It's far too early on, you know, we haven't built a relationship, we haven't actually gotten them any results yet, sorry, because we haven't actually started running the ads for them. But when we do, hopefully, you know, maybe I can share some things with you, maybe, but we'll have to see how it goes. And so now what I'm going to do is take the SD card, and I'll come around here with you. I'll grab the SD card reader. Plug it into my laptop, and then plug this in here as well. So I will see you in a bit after the edit. Here is the final video, so it's on the side, but this is going to be the final video. Let me know what you think. Oh yeah, and then just let me know, what do you prefer? Do you prefer my iPhone video, or do you prefer me filming on my camera? Which one looks better? Which one would you prefer? I've only had one main source of feedback from that, and that was that my phone's better, and so that's why I'm recording again on my phone. So let me know, which one do you prefer? Which one would you like to see more of? And yeah, it'd be great to hear your feedback on what you actually want to see in the content, because, you know, I'm super passionate about content and super passionate about my business, because my personal thoughts on it was that my phone camera is better outside, so it has like better color quality of the trees and the landscape and just every kind of thing outside, but then my camera quality was better inside. Let me know if you agree with that. Do you think that that aligns with what you're thinking? Yeah, let me know, I'm really curious. So hopefully I'll finish The Alchemist now, and then talk to you about the potential client onboarding after that. Okay then, so now for the main point of the video. So on Tuesday we signed them as a potential client for the Rise Up agency, which is great news and, you know, very exciting. And now the onboarding. So we've got access to all the type form, the Meta Business Suite, but the one thing they left out was their ad account. So we need to just request access for the ad account so we can actually run ads. And then from there, what we need to do is actually build out the automation. So we need to wait for everything to be connected. So we need to have the ad running, then we need to have the forms going. And then from the forms, we contact them. They book a call through the form as well. So once they've booked the call, we'll contact them after that. And then from there, after the call, we'll see if they became a potential client or not, if they were looking to just think about it for a little bit longer. So in that case, we'll continue to nurture them over by email. And yeah, that's kind of the main way we're going to do things. So we've got access to all the softwares. We've made them create a make account as well for the automations that we'll be running. And that's kind of the main few things that's been going on. And so it's now a Saturday, and so from Tuesday to Saturday, I feel like it's been quite a large gap between signing them as a client and then actually starting the work, which is absolutely fine if the client needs time to actually get these all set up. I understand that may take time, but I don't want it to take too much longer. I want to get started with the work because we are doing it in the guarantee, so it needs to be within the time frame. It needs to be, within the next 30 days is the whole guarantee. So we've already got less than 30 days to actually provide these results for them. So we need to get cracking and get working as soon as possible. And so that's kind of the main thing with the client onboarding. That's the main challenge that I'm seeing so far. Just the time it's taking to actually get all of this set up and all of this completed, which is not the client's fault. I appreciate that it takes time to set up all these accounts and get everything logged on and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the main challenge and the main problem is just the time frame. So we need to try and get that, condensed down and shortened down as much as possible. And so with the client onboarding, with everything going on after that, then we need to start the work, start the ads, start contacting people if they've booked a call and they didn't become a client of that person. We'll ask them why and try and nurture them to become a client of the person. That's the main idea. And so yeah, that's kind of the main funnel. So I'll break it down for you now actually. So we've got an ad, and then from the ad they'll click onto a landing page which will have some information about how to get started with the company. And then at the bottom of that landing page we'll embed a type form asking things about their name, their email, their phone number, a few more details that are specific to the business as well. And then once they submit that form, it will have an option in the form to book a call, so they can't actually submit it if they don't book a call. So the idea is that everyone books a call, and then from that call, well, with that being said, actually we can make it not required through Typeform, so they don't actually have to book a call. But I think we might make it required, or maybe we won't actually. We'll have to see how it goes, what the potential client wants. But yeah, so they can either book a call or not book a call, or maybe they will have to book a call. We'll have to see about that one. And then they'll go through to submit the form, and when the form is submitted I get a notification, and then from there we automatically contact them through an email just to keep them engaged, keep them curious about the business. So we may ask them a question about their business to see if the business they inquired for can be helped by my potential client's business, right? I know sort of businesses in one sentence, but that's the basic funnel, that's the basic form. The way we're trying to get everything, streamlined and super efficient. And so what I've done, I've already created an ad creative to go for the ad. I'm thinking of doing a few more, testing a few more, and trying to get that perfect and fine. But before I do that, I need to make sure that we have access to that ad account and all the automations and everything set up smoothly. So that will be a period of testing to see if everything is set up smoothly and everything's fine. And yeah, that's kind of everything for the main client onboarding part of the video. That was just a short little update. But before we move on, I've actually just booked another call for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and as a kind of way to make them more qualified and have higher intent for the call, I actually asked them to send an email to our email address, just to try and get a bit more high intent, just to make sure they're actually interested in our services, if that makes sense. And so I asked them to send me an email, and they actually sent back their email address. So that does show that they have intent and they're interested in having our services. So then I just ended up sending the video call link over Instagram. But yeah, so they may be high intent, they may actually be interested in our services. And so yeah, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I've got another video call. Hopefully another potential client will come on board. And hopefully we can provide some great results for them, as well as this potential client. I'm super passionate about this, I really care about it, and yeah, I just can't wait to get started and let this potential client that I'm working with right now see the results, and hopefully they're good results. Hopefully we can get some really good results going. That's the main aim, that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm thinking of getting Growing the Lean Startup next. I think that's going to be my next book, so I'll let you know when I get that and how I think it is and what I experience with it. And so I was very surprised to see how close these two are, because they're very much about desire and seeking something, and if you go after it, you know, with with a lot of passion, with a lot of determination, then why can't you get there, you know? But I think The Alchemist differs in a way that it's more of a story and not more of the financial side of things, because Think and Grow Rich is all about the financial side of things and desiring financials and going after that. But The Alchemist is all about a shepherd who travelled all this land and had a real keen passion to get this treasure that he thought was somewhere. So he set out to go find that treasure. Then he went to the pyramids of Egypt, only to find out that the treasure was where he started all along. So this one's more about understanding where you've came from and using that as a power. And I think that's quite an intricate message, and you have to think about that. Because what this book's trying to say is that if you understand yourself, if you understand your goals and exactly how you're trying to get there, then why can't you achieve your version of success? Why can't you, you know, find the treasure, whatever that may be for you? And Think and Grow Rich is more about the principles of money and trying to understand the way you can grow your wealth, grow your income, specifically with desiring things and persistence. And it's also got auto-suggestion in there, which is kind of influencing your subconscious mind. That's the main idea of Think and Grow Rich, but The Alchemist is more of a story, not more of a kind of practical book, if you see what I mean. You have to understand this one and think of the principles it teaches, but this one tells you what those principles are, and that's kind of the main thing, the main difference between them. But they're still both very closely related in the sense that they both talk about desire, and if you chase something that you really want, if you go after it with a huge passion, with huge determination, and you don't stop until you get towards that thing, then in that way they're very closely linked. And I'd recommend reading both of them. They both seem very good and very helpful, and so that's just my personal recommendation. Let me know anything else you'd recommend to me. Okay then everyone, so that is the main point of the video. That's everything I wanted to discuss with you today. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, where I might share with you a bit of the video call and kind of the main outcome of it as well, which is something I've got to look forward to. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock I have got that video call, which is really good and really exciting. And so hopefully from there, it's something that even if we don't sign them as a potential client, it's another chance to do a video call, another chance to see if I can help someone, which is what I look forward to and something I'm really passionate about and really what I want to do in the future going forward with my life. And so I'll leave it on the last note of, if you can see yourself doing something, if you have a real passion for it, a real desire for it, and you really can see yourself doing it in the future, then just go after it and don't stop until you get towards it. It's a really key message. Discipline is the most important part of anything. The ability to not give up even when you think it's not going to work, even when it gets hard, even when you don't feel like doing it, even when you don't feel like doing it. And so just go forward with it. Just push forward and try and get towards that place you're trying to get to, and you never know what might happen. You might meet someone, make a connection that completely transforms your life. What your friends might think, you can't let that stop you. You have to do what you think's right for you and what you can see yourself doing in the future. And with that, I'll leave the video there. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time, and I'll catch you in the next one.